Hello, my name is Carissa Barnhart and I'm a high school mathematics teacher. My unit is on the properties of equality and solving systems of equations. In this unit, I will be incorporating technology and activities to incorporate all intelligences. The unit will consist of Common Core state standards of how to solve linear equations in one variable, the pairs of linear equations with 0, 1, or infinite solutions, and that their solutions corresponds to their intersection on a graph, and understanding how to solve a pair of linear equations using the graphing, substitution, and elimination methods. This unit will also cover the ISTE standards of creativity and innovation, research and information fluency, communication and collaboration, and critical thinking, problem solving, and decision making. This unit will consist of all 4 depths of knowledge categories of recalling, using skills and concepts, strategic thinking, and extending thinking. In addition to covering the depths of knowledge, all 8 multiple intelligences will also be included in this unit. The first multiple intelligence is linguistic. Linguistic students learn best through reading, writing, and talking about the material. Logical mathematical students learn best through applying a logical process to the material. Visual spatial students learn best through being engaged with the material through pictures and demonstrations. Bodily kinesthetic students learn best through being able to physically interact with the material in some form. Musical students learn best by incorporating music into the lesson. Interpersonal students learn best by being able to do group activities or have a dialogue throughout the lecture. Intrapersonal students learn best by allowing them to have individual time for self-reflection. Lastly, naturalist students learn best through being able to categorize a material and or connect the material to a real-world example, specifically in nature. On day 1, students will be introduced to 1 and 2-step equations, the properties of equality for addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division will be covered initially, and then the students will be asked to create a graphic organizer on MindMizer with the partner to demonstrate what they have learned. This is a great activity for naturalists and interpersonal students. On day 2, students will learn how to apply the properties of equality to solve problems. This lesson will begin with examples followed by a think, pair, share session for more problems. When the pairs have completed the problems, they will be introduced to create a flowchart designed to be applied to any of the 1-step or 2-step problem using the website draw.io. These activities are great for interpersonal, naturalist, visual, mathematical, logical, and verbal linguistic learners. On day 3, students will learn how to interpret word problems into 1 or 2-step equations and learn how to solve them. The students will then be given a list of commonly used terms and phrases and how they translate to equations. This printout will be made available online along with available videos from Khan Academy and other materials students can cover at their own pace. Lastly, as homework, each student will be assigned a word problem and asked to become a teacher and create a presentation with audio or video recording with them explaining how to complete the problem. The recordings will then be posted in an online form. These activities are great for verbal, linguistic, interpersonal, intrapersonal, visual, logical, and kinesthetic learners. On day 4, students will refresh their algebra skills with a warm-up activity before transitioning into the lecture of solving problems that have variables on both sides. After solving the problems, they will be prompted to use Photomath app to check their answers to correct each mistake they made. Students will also be shown an online algebra tile program. This problem will assist them in visualizing the problems to help them develop a conceptual understanding of the problems. These activities are great for mathematical, logical, naturalist, intrapersonal, kinesthetic, and visual learners. On day 5, students will solve multi-step equations. They will be provided with the note-taking app Top Notes to easily create and edit their notes and store online for future reference. This app will allow them to more easily color code and organize their notes. Throughout this lesson, students will be given individual time to attempt the problems prior to explaining them. These activities and applications are great for visual, kinesthetic, naturalist, and intrapersonal learners. On day 6, the students will be given a mid-unit test as a formative online test to gauge what knowledge they have gained thus far. On days 7, 8, and 9, students will learn rate of change, slope, and the slope-intercept equation, and how to graph the line using the slope and y-intercept. This will begin by showing them a musical video of slope before transitioning to equations, applications, and problems for them to solve in class. They will also use the program GeoGebra. GeoGebra will help them visualize problems. These lessons are great for verbal, musical, visual, interpersonal, and mathematical logical learners. On days 10 and 11, students will learn, compare, and contrast the system of equations, solving methods of graphing, substitution, and elimination. They will be encouraged to graph each system using GeoGebra and other graphing software to help them check their answers as well as determine the number of solutions to each system of equations. These lessons have useful tools for interpersonal, mathematical, logical, visual, verbal, and naturalist learners. Lastly, the students will be assigned a 2-person project where they search for and solve real-world system of equation problems. This project will have complements of every multiple intelligence, depth of knowledge, and key concepts presented in the unit. From creating this unit plan, I learned a lot about how to plan for multiple intelligences and how it is vital to incorporate every intelligence to fully connect to the students and to retain their attention. The biggest lesson I learned, however, is how easy it is to incorporate intelligences by using appropriate technologies. Due to this reason, I know I have a much higher importance placed on staying up to date with the current technologies, as I am sure that more and more will be created to assist students' individual needs.